Thank you very much. It's an honor to speak to the future Bill Gates and Zuckerberg. So give yourself a big round of applause being here. I'm going to be 60 in January. And when I was your age, 40 used to look old. 40 used to look old, and I'm going to be 60 next year. And what investors look at? I love startups. Startups are the next warriors. They are going to create jobs in this country. They are going to create wealth in this country. And there are not many jobs out there. I read somewhere AI and machine learning is going to take away around 100,000 jobs from the IT industry. The only option outside is to be an entrepreneur. I was mentoring a young friend of mine. By the way, my 80% friends are startups, below the age of 30. So I was mentoring a young entrepreneur who wanted to be an entrepreneur in around 1998. He was sent to me by a friend of mine who was a lawyer, and his son was also a lawyer. So he said, I don't want to practice law, it doesn't interest me. So I want to be an entrepreneur. Please send me to US. So I sent him to US on my company's visa. He didn't see much opportunity there because the green card and everything going to take a lot of time. So he came back and he told me, I'm quoting word by word. He said, sir, I'm getting a job of legal advisor in a multinational. And this is what exactly I told him around 20 years ago. Beta pan ki dukaan khol lena. Beta pan ki dukaan khol lena, naukri mat karna. That young entrepreneur today owns a big online travel company by the name of hungrybags.com, driving a BMW here, Lexus in Dubai, and a staff of 15 in Delhi. And I told him, if you work for someone else, you're going to make someone else rich. Because doing a job, you're selling your time, and you got only 24 hours to sell. So this is my dream, inspired by Nobel Prize. And surprisingly in my life, I haven't achieved much of my goals, but I achieved all my dreams. I was born in Ulhasnagar in Maharashtra. It's a refugee colony where my parents came from Sindh as refugees. We didn't have toilets at home. And from there we moved to Lucknow and came to Delhi in 1971. So those days if I had learned to set goals, I could have set goal of getting a job of 1,000 rupees plus because my dad was getting around 1,800 rupees. But I had dreams. So that's why I say I achieved my dreams. I didn't achieve much goals. Because when we set goals, no matter how big those goals are, but we put some limit to it because our mind does not believe that we can achieve those goals. So it's very important to dream in life. And my dream before I leave this world is inspired by Nobel Prize to leave a $100 million non-profit fund for startups which keep generating more funding for the coming startups. That's my dream. So we'll see going forward when I leave this world, this exists or not. Now coming to our main topic, what investors look at. Always remember one thing, investors are there to make money and not double their money, not triple their money. They are looking at 10x. They are looking at 10x return. To give it to their limited partners. If you know the structure, how a VC structure works, they are fund managers and they are limited partners. They invest the money in the fund. So the thing is, what are you solving? The question they ask. Is this an opportunity or a problem? Now to differentiate, Identifying an opportunity is when Akio Morita of Sony bought transistor license from Bell for $25,000. That is identifying an opportunity there. The opportunity is when Bill Gates and Paul Allen read in the electronic newspaper that there's a desktop ATR 8800 something by MITS is being launched. They spent $397 to buy that because they could write the software for that. And about 6 weeks' time, they were having meeting with MITS and did their first sale. That's identifying opportunity. Or solve a problem. The problem solving is, we all know, Uber, Urban Collapse. They are solving a problem. Huge problem. I was sitting with a friend of mine, VC. He said, we look at only two things. You're selling aspirin or vitamins. If someone has got 10 rupees in the pocket, where is he going to spend? If he has a headache. No. Aspirin. If you have a headache, you got only 10 rupees in your pocket. You're going to buy the aspirin. So most of the VCs look at the problem you're solving, or you have identified some opportunity. Another thing they look at, what's your business model? Do your homework when you are meeting them or pitching to the group of angels. For example, business model is Uber is aggregating the cabs, connecting the users and the driver. Ola is aggregating a very unorganized sector of smaller hotels. These are all the examples of business models. So be very, very clear what's your business model in clear terms. If you can't define your business model in one sentence, you don't have a business model. It should be that crystal clear and focused. What's your go-to-market strategy? In our times, people used to wait 1 year, 2 years to go to market, trying to perfect the product. You know, perfection kills the speed. Go test it out. I've seen people spending months and months on website. I mean, website is something which will keep on evolving as long as your business lives. Look at Flipkart's website 10 years ago, 2006 or 2007. 2007 they started. How much they have evolved. Amazon has evolved. So start, go to market as soon as you can and test the waters. Scalability is another thing investors always look at. How big is the market size you are addressing? Is it disruptive? Like Uber has market size of the world. So any VC or angel you meet, they're going to look at the market size you are addressing. Have your numbers very clear that this is the market size we are looking at. So many millions or so many billions are the people we are targeting. Never say we don't have any competition, even if you don't have. Because when you launch your product or services, the media is going to talk about it, and there are many people are going to copy. So do your competitive analysis. Who are your competitors? Don't say how bad my competitors are. How good you are, that's what the VCs want to hear. Differentiator. You know, Gmail, improvised Hotmail. WhatsApp is an improvised version of BlackBerry. They gave up the control to the users. BlackBerry wanted to control everything. Hotmail wanted to control that, okay, 2 MB space. They opened it up for the world. Now team, lot of people ask this question. Even when we started, my team was only she and me. That was the team we had. But we built up. We brought in a lot of merchandisers from NIF, the qualified people who were smarter than us. So building a team, a lot of entrepreneurs are not comfortable delegating. They think, whatever I do the best. But sometimes you can't do it all. It's okay if someone can do 80% of it, which you cannot do even 50% if you are growing. And great to have a soulmate and a co-founder. Because entrepreneurship is a very, very lonely space. You have someone to discuss, brainstorm, ideas, strategies. Best to have a co-founder as a team, and along the way, bring in people who are smarter than you. And the team VCs look at, and also nowadays, be very careful what you are posting on social media, because VCs are going deep. They go to your college, they find out about you, what have you been doing in your college, what are you posting on your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and what else you've been doing in life. So some of the VCs have told me they look at 70% at the founders, 30% only the product and services. Financial projections, that's the easy part. Anyone good with the numbers, or your CA or any consultant, if you are not good at it, can be done with your 5 years cash flow, your profitability and everything. But keep it ready. They look at it, and they look at it seriously. So when it's made not by you, someone else, understand every figure, every table there. What's the current status? Now earlier the ideas were getting funded a lot. Now everyone I meet, 99% of my friends in the industry, they say, we want to see the current traction you have. Are your products selling already? So go with the current status. That's a wonderful thing to do, that your idea is validated, you have some amount of traction already. Your accomplishments till date, the sales you have built up, the website or the app you have done, everything should be ready there. And the use of funds, that comes into your all the numbers and the projections of the 5 years, that how you're going to use the funds. And provide the right number. I remember when we were running Movie Mart, one of our competitors who got funded for about $20 million, and there was no market. In 2 years, we knew that this business model is not working. And they went up to Series B, Series C, because they were fudging numbers, getting subscribers. So don't ever do that. It will catch up with you. Because VCs are your friends, your mentors. They bring a lot of value, experience on board. The numbers, provide the correct numbers. This is my favorite topic, because we had bootstrapped. We had borrowed from bank, we had borrowed from relatives, so cash burn was not in our mind at all. We couldn't afford to. I tell my sons and my mentees, in Hindi I will say it, आने और जाने में बहुत फर्क होता है. When you go to a VC and VC comes to you, makes a hell lot of difference in the terms and the amount you get. Sanjeev Vikrandani funded Zomato. He used their app for 6 months, and then he called Dipinder Goyal that you need funding. I would like to have a meeting with you. And he gave them $1 million for 33% stake. So if you bootstrap and you grow with your own money, I promise you VCs will be coming after you. You won't have to chase them ever. That's the importance of bootstrapping. Last, summary of everything depends on 3 P's. People, product, and passion. Who are the people behind it? What's the product? And the madness and the passion you have. And most of the time VCs have told me, or the angels have told me, that they make their decision in 1 minute at the pitch. First 1 minute. If they see the passion, they see the founders and the product. And the best thing to do is, if you are a product company, take your product there. I met a startup called Vishal Daryani of Wow Momos. He took his momos to the pitching session and served everyone his product. Instant hit. They didn't look at his PPT and other pitch. He was funded right away. So take your product. Well, a lot of people tell me that I have a great idea. I mean, ideas are times it doesn't. Who the hell cares? One of the startup I sent to a VC friend, and VC gave him nowadays VC don't even give you NDA. He gave him NDA to sign and he said, I'll check with my lawyer, should I sign it or not. After that VC never picked up his phone. Because he was thinking his idea is great and till today he is struggling. So if you have a great idea, with VC say, a great idea with bad execution is useless. An average idea with great execution is a great business. So execution is the key. What's the exit strategy? Don't make funding your strategy. A lot of startups in the past few years had been starting and celebrating that, oh, we got funded. No, that's not the reason to celebrate. Celebrate is your sales, your achievements, not the funding. And yes, as Sangeeta said, you can build your strategy around who can acquire you. Make a list of it. It impresses VC that you have an exit strategy beside IPO. You know who can acquire you. It's okay to have that strategy. Now this no one will tell you. Rest all that stuff you will find in books, Googles, everywhere, or any advisor can tell you. But developing great communication skills, whether you are communicating with 1, 100 or 1,000, are most important part. Work on it, join Toastmaster, do public speaking course, because when you are presenting, you are selling all the time. You are communicating with your customers by way of talking, by your videos, by your social media posts, your blog. You are communicating all the time with your banker, with your VCs, with your partner, with your spouses, with your friends. Everyone. Learn communication skills. That'll change the game. And the last thing, develop your network. You may get first $25,000, $50,000 or $100,000 by pitching or showing numbers or whatever. But the major funding, even the first funding, will come easy if someone recommends you, if you have a network. This is such an important part in life which I am gifting it to you because I believe very strongly in networking. I am mentoring Every day, morning 11 to 1, free mentoring. My goal is to mentor around 200 startups in 2018. That's the time I'm spending in my networking. So by the time another 10 years, I'll have 2,000-3,000 more friends. I have 1,000 plus 4 already. Beside my LinkedIn 6,000, Facebook 5,000, and a lot of other platforms I'm part of. Develop your network. I see every day people get funded very easily if they have mentors or networks. It helps especially from people from IIT, IIM, or from this university, LPU. Maintain this network of friends. Somewhere around, you're going to need each other. And go out, develop more networks, attend meetups. Of course, focus, not with everyone. Whatever falls into your target, that's called focus networking. Keep doing your focus networking.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, I have a small startup in LPU. It's about fashion. I make t-shirts.
Okay.
So my question is, I have reached a small amount of students and
Go ahead.
sold my products to them. Now I want to grow and go outside LPU.
Mm-hmm.
So what should be my proper steps?
Do you have a
I'm
website?
actually, you can say that I'm scared to take investment at this initial stage. So, how should I grow my product?
Why are you scared to take investment? If someone is offering you, take it. No?
Well, then, my startup is at such a stage that I don't know where it is gonna, like, where I am gonna take it further.
Okay. You know about marketplaces, Amazon and Flipkart. It's a wonderful place to validate your idea and your product. You don't spend a lot of money on marketing because if you have your own website, you can spend as much amount as you have on Google AdWords or Facebook ads to get the traction and customers. But on marketplaces, the beauty of this is you have 24-hour shop, millions of people visiting their sites, and you pay them commission after you have sold. I know people like you who started selling on Amazon or Flipkart, selling about 1,000 t-shirts a day. So if your product is good, people are liking it, take your feedback from friends. You know, what are the fabrics you are using, mercerizing or non-mercerizing, or the printing, or embroidery, embellishment, whatever you are doing on t-shirts, test it out on Amazon. I mentored one of my employees who used to handle our Nepal operations. He's selling meditation accessories. He was selling on exhibitions, few lakh of rupees. So same thing I suggested him to sell on marketplaces. And today he's opened an office in US by selling on Amazon.com and making a sales of around 30-40 lakh rupees a month. So that's the marketplaces can do to you. It's an amazing, amazing platform. Use it, but don't ignore your own website. When you start to make money from marketplaces, develop your website because that is your real asset.
Thank you, sir. And so my second question is that my main motive is to gain money from this fashion-oriented business and put it in my actual dream of setting up labs where I can make some basically transportation products like electric skateboards or drones and sell them or rent them.
See, you are confused. Every big business started with only one business. Bill Gates, Facebook, anyone you see had one business. Once you are grown big enough that you can have a separate team, separate investment strategy for another business. Right now, don't confuse. If you are doing t-shirts and you love it and you like it and you understood the business. Because if how many of you have read the book Outliers? Anyone? It says you need 10,000 hours to be the best. And to get paid the best, you got to be the best. So spend those 10,000 hours in whatever you are doing and be the best, get paid the best, make your money. Then if need be, do something else, if required. Otherwise, sell your company and enjoy your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our guest speaker today.
It was such a great honor. Make noise. It was such a great honor to speak in front of you guys. I wish to see you sometime. My dream is आप में से बहुत लोगों से मुझे कभी अपॉइंटमेंट लेके मिलना पड़े. That's my dream.